John. Welcome to Dodger Stadium and welcome to Friday Night Baseball on Sportsnet LA. Brought to you by Jack in the Box. These iconic franchises, the Los Angeles Dodgers, the New York Yankees. First of a three-game series tonight under light blue skies in Los Angeles. And we welcome you inside. Hope you're having a great weekend. Joe Davis, Or Hershiser, Kirsten Watson will join us in just a bit. Not often these teams get together, at least on the old setup. Going to see these teams every season now in the balanced schedule, but it's going to be special anytime they get together.
First try here at Dodger Stadium. There's already a buzz in the ballpark. These iconic organizations, the logos to me, put goosebumps to me already. Seeing the Yankee logo down there, this is an amazing time. It's got a playoff feel.
You can't talk Yankees without talking Aaron Judge. His record-setting season last year hit 62 home runs. You wondered how he'd followed up. Remarkably, he's been almost just as good.
Yeah, the intimidation factor of the size, the number 99 on his back, the power he brings to, but usually power hitters have holes. Well, this guy doesn't have many holes at all. So you've got to make a lot of good pitches against him, and he's got some amazing support around him now. The IL is getting cleared from the Yankees. Stanton is back, Donaldson's back at third, and another bullpen arm and Tommy Kahnle. These guys are really at full strength.
And it'll be up to Clayton Kershaw when it comes to slowing that offense down, to rediscover his form from April when he was the pitcher of the month in the National League.
Yeah, the slider needs to go back. We know he throws that more than his fastball or his curveball or even that fastball arm side. Get the slider breaking sharp again, make it look like a strike, end up a ball. Get some swing and miss from this slugging Yankee lineup.
All right, it's the Dodgers and the Yankees renewing acquaintances. 11 World Series matchups between these longtime rivals. And first pitch of this edition coming up on Sportsnet LA. And Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Try the Ribeye Steakhouse Burgers now at Jack in the Box.
Dodgers and Yankees, no shortage of star power. Aaron Judge is in the building. 6 MVPs playing in this game tonight. No more with Judge, Stanton, Donaldson on the Yankees side, Kershaw, Mookie, and Freddie on the Dodgers
We
side.
talked about that. There's a lot of star power on the field. We know that. There's also a lot of energy coming from the fans. We talk about maybe being a feeling of a playoff atmosphere. This is exciting. Clayton Kershaw is ready to go out there and take it to them.
Clayton Kershaw, Aaron Judge, I cannot wait. I'm excited for the first inning and the rest of this ballgame.
All right, Clayton Kershaw trying to beat the New York Yankees for the first time in his Hall of Fame career. First pitch is coming up right after this.
Yes, this is game number 1 in the World Series that pits the American League Yankees against the Dodgers.
These are the faces of baseball's past. These are the memories that span decades. A rivalry born in New York in 1941.
It was another World Series scalp for the Yankees.
The Yankees are back on top. Raised on the streets of Brooklyn and the Bronx.
And these Dodgers at last are world champions.
It's the impossible dream revisited.
Then stretched from East Coast to West.
The Dodgers, once located in Brooklyn, now belong to Los Angeles.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020. The Dodgers and the Yankees, through 11 World Series matchups, have sparked some of the most memorable moments in the history of the sport.
All bedlam breaks loose on the field as the jubilant Dodgers try to reach Colfax.
This weekend at Dodger Stadium, they meet again. These Bronx Bombers.
Aaron Judge is the American League single-season home run leader.
And these boys in blue. Diving Buffcats! Mookie Magic! Ready to write their own chapters. Ready to birth their own memories. Settle in as these two regal franchises resume one iconic rivalry. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's the New York Yankees. And it's next. And it's Clayton Kershaw taking the ball for the Dodgers in the first of the three-game series between the Dodgers and the Yankees. And it's like the weather knew what was coming this weekend. A perfect day. Light blue skies above. Temperature in the low 70s. And we are all set for first pitch.
The lineup for the Yankees in Game 1, penned out by their manager, Aaron Boone. Gleyber Torres leads off, and then there's Aaron Judge, batting second, starting in right field. Anthony Rizzo quietly's been one of their MVPs this season. They get Giancarlo Stanton and Josh Donaldson off of the injured list today. Both those guys have been out for at least a month with hamstring injuries. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is the left fielder. Anthony Volpe, 22-year-old rookie shortstop for the Yanks. Jose Trevino bats 8th, does the catching, and Greg Allen in center field hitting 9th. As we take a look at Kershaw, time for Stats with Lowe's back here at Dodger Stadium, where he is one of the all-time great pitchers. Doesn't matter where he pitches, but when you look at what he's done here, trails only Don Sutton in wins. He's #1 in strikeouts in this ballpark, and this year's been no different. He's got a 34-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio here.
Very comfortable here, dominant at home. There have been some struggles on the road. You see the 4.7 ERA, and there's been some struggles in May, and it's mainly been with the slider. He needs to have a good one of those tonight.
Gleyber Torres climbs in. Kershaw throws, and a line drive to center field to open the weekend. A single for Torres, who doesn't waste any time, extending his hitting streak to 12 games. And so now Kershaw will put this to work against Aaron Judge.
Predominantly sliders, at least about 50% right there, the four-seamer. And with Judge coming up right here, you're going to try and get him to chase. But this is one of the most disciplined power hitters in baseball. And watch out on the first pitch or the first strike.
He does swing at the first pitch, and it goes 5-4-3. How about the action? 2 pitches into the game. He got a base hit to center field and then a double play around the horn.
Both the same pitch. He just goes with predominantly the fastball inside to both right-handed hitters, and boy, the Dodgers do not miss this twin killing.
Hey, this the first like 30 seconds of this game, Major League Baseball should package and turn into a commercial for the new rules and the new game. It's the classic teams, the Dodgers and the Yankees, 2023 edition. Anthony Rizzo swings at the first pitch. Very clear what the Yankees' early plan is against Kershaw.
Stay away from the curveball, stay away from the slider. Attack the first straight thing you see.
Here comes an 0-1. Yeah, and that's a slider that swung on and missed. 0-2.
Clayton, normally the guy that eats innings after some tough starts. Well, he's setting up the Dodger bullpen for this series, trying to go deep into the game.
And strikes him out. 93 to the outside corner, and before they can even settle into their seats, Clayton Kershaw on 5 pitches throws up a 0 in the first. He bats to lead it off with Freddie Freeman looming on deck with that 20-game hitting streak. Then Will Smith and Max Muncy. JD Martinez, 15-game hitting streak of his own. Then Jason Hayward, who's been swinging a hot bat. Vargas at second. Outman in center, and Miguel Rojas rounds things out for Dave Roberts. It's Luis Severino for the Yankees. A 29-year-old from the Dominican is in there with a fastball in strike 1. It's just his 3rd start of this season. Strained his lat in spring training. The Yankees let him take his time building up, and he's been very good so far. Betts greets him with a high liner to left field. They'll go leave the yard. A laser beam leadoff shot. Second game in a row with a leadoff home run for Mookie Betts.
5 pitches, 5 strikes for Clayton Kershaw. 2 pitches, 2 strikes for Mookie Betts. 1 run for the Dodgers.
And now Freddie Freeman gets buzzed, ball 1. As I was saying, Luis Severino's been really good. Just 2 runs over 11 1/3 over his first 2 starts. And his last start against the Padres gave up just 1 earned run, and it came on a Fernando Tatis Jr. home run. So that's really been the only way to get to him. Falls behind Freeman, 2-1.
Fastball, slider, changeup. The out pitch is really the changeup and the four-seam fastball that has such great carry. There can be some nights or days when all of a sudden the slider kind of moves in front of the changeup, but with left-handed hitters like a Freddie Freeman, the changeup's probably the out pitch.
Shot to second. Torres off of bounds to get Freeman.
Here's a visual on the arsenal. You got the 3 pitches, but he'll mix in a 4th pitch every once in a while, that sinker, but he loves the four-seam fastball and the carry that he gets on it. The changeup can have some outstanding action.
Back to that fastball, though. We're on AT&T Fiber fast pitch. This is the hardest that he's thrown since before all the injury issues, back when he was a young all-star. Diving stop, Anthony Volpe from short left field. Gets Will Smith. Heck of a play by the rookie shortstop.
Volpe to Rizzo with flash on either end. Here the dive and the throw. Rizzo with the scoop. The Dodgers going to want him to take a look at this. Will Smith, some wheels from behind the plate and in the batter's box.
That's an easy one for Petey and Reimer.
Got to go all the way back to the Yankees' hometown to review this, but this shouldn't take long.
Elias challenge and out call at first base.
I got to get the whiteout pen out already.
No, I didn't mark it that quick. Not because I saw it in live action, but I was too busy watching how exciting that play was.
Hey, how exciting has this game been so far?
You can love baseball before the pitch clock. You can love it even more now that we have the pitch clock, and you can love it to the nth degree.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. LA will retain their challenge.
To the nth degree when it's Dodgers Yankees here in Dodger Stadium.
Rivalry born in New York, raised in October. 11 World Series matchups between these franchises, all in a 4-decade span. 1 on, 1 out. 1-0 Dodgers in this first inning. Max Muncy takes ball 1 from Severino. 1941 they first met in the World Series. Yankees won the first 5, and you talk about kicking a mother down. That was 5 straight World Series wins over the Dodgers between 1941 and 1953. The whole wait till next year thing, that line was born in Brooklyn through that stretch. Dodgers finally got him in 1955. Got him again in 63 and in 81. Severino's 1-1 pitch. Dips low, ball 2. They've only met 16 times during the regular season, and so the other part of what makes this rivalry special is it's rare. And yeah, we're going to see it once a season now with the balanced schedule, but the whole thing is built on the biggest stage, these teams meeting in the Fall Classic. Pinpoint there, 2-2. Mr. Clean Magic Stats. Graphic proof. This is of the regular season matchups, which they've split.
Only 2 runs divide all those games in the regular season.
Fly ball the other way off of the bat of Muncy. Kiner Falefa running out of room. Goodbye. 2-run home run. Max Muncy. Second shot of the first inning. Bang to begin this series.
#18th of the season, and boy, they put a buzz into this stadium. Mookie Betts with 1. That was a solo shot. Max Muncy with an oppo for 2.
Put that together, you get 3. 3-0 Dodgers, and now JD Martinez takes a strike. Well, if not for what Freddie Freeman's been doing, JD Martinez would be getting a lot more love nationally with his 15-game hitting streak and leading the National League in slugging.
Extra base hit after extra base hit from this guy, and what he didn't have last year, he has again this year, and that is power, and power to the opposite field.
Yeah, JD a year ago, Oral, even though he was an all-star for a 4th consecutive season, he only hit 16 home runs. That was his fewest in a decade. Check swing tapper here. Big time power. Infield hit. JD Martinez. Sprinkle one of those in, keep him honest.
2 home runs, 2 infield hits. This is Severino's 3rd start of the year as he started on the IL, as we talked about. And I'll tell you what, he's already given up more runs in this start than he has in his first 2 starts, where he only gave up 1 earning in each. And they're at the mound now trying to give him a little breather. JD will appreciate that breather.
More than anybody. Luis Severino debuted when he was 21 years old. That was all the way back in 2015, and it was looking like he was turning himself into one of the best young pitchers in baseball. Not just turning himself into that, he was. He was an all-star in 2017, was again in 2018, but he pitched just 18 innings over the next 3 years. First it was a lat injury, and then he had Tommy John, and then he came back last year and he was having a good year, but he missed 2 months with his shoulder. So the Yankees are just hoping and dreaming that they can have him for a full season now, after he took his time to get right following the spring training injury. Under first, one gone. Jason Hayward takes a strike. Hayward, one of the many Dodger veterans, having a great season. Took a changeup away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Over his last 9 games, OPS above 1100. It's MVP territory over a full season. Sharply hit and through. He continues to just pound the ball.
Picked on a high changeup right there. It had some action to it. It would have had more if it was down and a little better spin, but you can see how it stays elevated. Gives him enough height for his extension to get the barrel on it and blast it through the infield. A 1-hop scorcher.
Well, Luis Severino had given up 5 hits total over his first 2 starts. He's given up 5 to the first 6 hitters here. And now faces Miguel Vargas. Lay it on a fastball. We saw Miguel strip the batting gloves off on Wednesday and immediately lose the bat out of his hands on a swing. He said that he often will try that when he's not feeling good. He'll take the gloves off, try to get a better feel for the bat. Hits this one through the left side. Another base hit that'll load him up. But he doesn't use any kind of pine tar or any stickum spray. He said, if I ever do that again, I'm going to change it. I'm going to be using the sticky stuff to be able to hold on to that bat, because that was embarrassing.
That almost slips out of his hands. The bottom hand slipped off, but he got enough barrel on that to find the 6-hole. Pino Weeble wisely holding JD Martinez up at 3rd.
First hit of this homestand for Vargas. James Outman bats with the bases loaded in this first inning. Dodgers trying to put up a huge number. Strike 1 and a fastball. That has been the thing with Outman. That's what he crushed during his Rookie of the Month, April. That's what he's come up empty on the last month. Outman, who has 1 for his last 25. Lifts this one into center field. Sinking down. Station to station. 4-0 in the blink of an eye.
There's some fans working their way to Dodger Stadium. Listen to this on the radio going, oh my gosh, I wish I could get out of this traffic and see the first inning. They haven't all been hit hard, but 2 have been hit over the fence, and a lot of them have fallen in.
4 runs on 7 hits, bases loaded. The 9-hitter, Miguel Rojas. He swings away. High drive left center. Allen on the move to the track has room. It'll bring home Hayward. Rojas tried to ambush his way to a granny. He'll settle for a sac fly and a 5-0 lead.
That fly ball was like you reading a sentence waiting for the exclamation point, but it just fell a little short right there in one of the deepest parts of the park, right in front of the 375 sign, but a very nice sacrifice fly for number 11.
Had to just use a period.
It's just a period.
A little reliable. And for the second time in this first inning, it's Mookie Betts. 41st career leadoff home run and his second over the last 2 games.
First inning power for the Dodgers is led by Mookie Betts. Yes, Max Muncy has one too, but this guy leads you off in a position as a starting pitcher like you're under stress right away.
Vargas is second, Outman at first. Betts on 0-1, watches a fastball perfectly placed, 0-2. It's a continuation of this trend for Mookie through 2 months. His average is a career low, but the power numbers up there with his best seasons. Ground ball, base hit. Second hit of the inning for Mookie Betts. Kiner Falefa's throw has no chance. How about a 6th spot in the first inning? Outman to third. Holy cow.
No hole to find when you hit it over the fence, but he finds a hole with the second at bat here in the first inning. Turn your scorecards, take the 2 and turn it into a 1. They have batted around, and Mookie has led the way. Miguel Vargas coming around third. He was putting them up and putting them down. It was a lot of fun to watch him score that 6th run.
6 runs on 8 hits in the first inning. Season high for runs in the first inning. Yeah, Freddie Freeman, who grounded out his first time, takes inside ball 1. Clayton Kershaw's like, enough. Kershaw needed 5 pitches to retire the side in the first. This is the 30th from Severino, and it's ball 2 on Freeman. And there's action in the Yankees bullpen, of course. Worst case scenario in a series as important as this one, or with this, as much made out of it as there is with this one, and as tough as the opponent is on the other side, to dig into that bullpen this early could ruin the whole weekend for him.
Hey, if you can get to a bullpen early, you want to do it in game 1. Such an advantage as you move on.
2 on, 2 out, 2-0. Fouled off, 2-1.
One of the 2 outs is Freddie Freeman. He wants to join the hit parade.
The 2-1. Betts runs, line foul. Deuce is wild in this first inning. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 coming from Severino to Freeman. Having a hard time getting on the same page with Trevino here. Here he comes. Betts runs again, and it's fouled again.
Mookie was timing that up with the pitch clock. It was down to 2-1.
These guys are saying, what do you think? We miss anything?
Awful lot of cheering for the first inning. It's got to be like 3rd inning by now.
Another 2-2. And then the ball throw down to third, and Outman is tagged to end the inning. So Trevino gets Outman, and that's how this first inning comes to an end finally. 6 runs on 8 hits for the Dodgers, the first of which left the yard off of the bat of Mookie Betts. Muncy with a 2-run shot the other way. What a party to begin.
Major League Baseball is Lou Gehrig's Day, a day that recognizes those battling the terrible disease of ALS. So the players are wearing patches on their jerseys, and I'm carrying this star for Sarah Langs, an incredibly talented broadcaster, researcher, and analyst for MLB Network. She is someone who was diagnosed with ALS in 2021, and since then has made it her focus on only to continue to raise awareness, but to raise funds for research. So you can order one of these stars by going to starsforsarah.org, and all the proceeds are going to Project ALS.
All right, Kirsten, as Giancarlo Stanton sends a ball in the air to the left field corner, Jason Hayward is there to get the first out of the second. And Sarah, we're all thinking of you, praying for you, all of us.
And thank you for your bravery for coming forward and making everyone aware, and that we can all reach out and help.
6-0 game in the second inning. Josh Donaldson makes his return from the injured list, like Giancarlo Stanton just did. And he jumps on the first pitch, rakes it foul. Now Kershaw finished off the first inning with a strikeout. If he and the Dodgers get 10 today, everybody's going to get a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink. Kershaw 10 out of 10 strikes.
For May, zone percentage was down, chase percentage was down. Not tonight. The calendar has changed.
Kershaw trying to do something he's not done, and that is beat the Yankees. Yankees are the only team that he's faced that he's not beaten. Fires 1-2 in the dirt, and it's 2-2.
Not his fault, though.
No, he's got a 1.67 ERA over 4 starts against him. He's faced 27 teams. He's not faced Baltimore or Boston. There's a chance he could later this year. 2-2. High drive left center field, and Josh Donaldson returns from the IL with a home run way up into the pavilion. How does that feel to be back? And the Yankees on the board at 6-1.
He's had a couple of rough years. When he comes into this game, very small sample size, hitting 125 with 1 home run, 1 RBI. Well, he just doubled those 2 categories. And this one had some distance. A slider that just stays up, and he meets all of it.
Strikeout Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. So the Yankees offense in the month of April ranked 24th in the majors in runs. In May, they were 3rd. And the biggest reason why was they started hitting home runs at a level that folks expected they would. And, you know, it's easy to look and say, well, they were really injured in April and got right in May, but that doesn't really tell the whole story. It's Chopper Fallon, it's 1-2. Really the only guy that they didn't have in April that they did for most of May was Harrison Bader. Judge was on the injured list, but a lot of his stay was at the beginning of May, so you can't attribute it to that. Curve gets Kiner-Falefa for the second out. And guys like Donaldson and Stan, they've been out just about all year. So the Yankees offense has been the guys that they've had available who have just taken off.
Shortstop, number 11, Anthony Volpe.
2 away in the second inning, and Anthony Volpe was the opening day shortstop for the Yankees at the age of 21. Swings and misses at Kershaw's first pitch. And it's been the bumpy road that you would expect it would be for a guy who just recently turned 22. He's flashed plenty of good things, plenty of the reasons why the Yankees wanted to bring him up this quickly. He's also had his struggles. Flies this one to center for James Outman. That will end the top of the second.
23 Scott's MLB All-Star Ballot is now open. Scan the QR code to vote daily and decide who's going to represent your Los Angeles Dodgers.
This guy certainly has a good case. Freddie Freeman. Grounded out in the first inning. Was also up there when the first inning ended with James Outman getting picked off third.
Jose Trevino with that pickoff pretty snazzy because he comes up looking towards second like he's going to Betts, and then he kind of cross-armed it down the third baseline and caught James sleeping a little bit.
Strike one on Freddie Freeman. That is the Platinum Glove winner last year, which is the Gold Glover of Gold Glovers. Best fielder of any position, Trevino. Cutters inside, and it's 1-1. It was one of the great surprises in baseball last year. They traded for him, real under the radar move at the beginning of April. He hit much better than they thought he would. Here's a liner into center field. Allen slides to catch it, keeping Freeman still searching to extend that hitting streak.
Plenty of at-bats left for Freddie when you've had 2 at-bats in 2 innings, and there's only 1 out here in the second. Probably looking at 3 more at least.
Smith singled, came in to score on the Muncy home run last inning. Severino deals, and Smith takes a strike. National League OPS leaderboard goes Freddie Freeman, Ronald Acuna, Will Smith. Fouls it off, and it's 0-2. He's been the #1 catcher offensively since he broke into the majors in 2019 in several different categories, but he's taken it to a whole new level this year.
Yeah, we just read the promo to vote for All-Stars, and this one deserves your vote right here. The guy in the batter's box, he no longer should be under the radar, and the fan base and everybody around baseball should really get behind this young man and vote for him. It is a vote he earned.
2-2. They're having some fun with his, how do we put this, lack of joke telling ability.
Straight face
nature, promoting his bobblehead night. First of all, the bobblehead, as we've seen, has a straight face, and then they have him on the promo telling jokes
at a comedy club.
Yeah.
Well, they're not. They lay a little flat.
Grounded to short, and Volpe. Baseball-related jokes. What is one of them? Is like, what animal is best at baseball?
Yeah. A bat.
Yeah. There you go.
So you're giving me all the punchlines. I'm going to sound like all the bad dad jokes.
Yeah, that's right. Teeing you up. Sell it, Oral. Sell the bobblehead night.
Well, Will Smith on June 13th, 7-10 against the White Sox. Those first 40,000 fans are going to get a bobblehead. It's going to be Will Smith, and he will not be smiling, but you will get a bobblehead, and you will smile when you get it.
Well done. Man, you're good when you go off script. Muncy out in front here, 1 ball, 1 strike. Max hit his 18th home run his first time up. Only the second of those 18, though, to the opposite field. This guy pulls the ball in the air as much as anybody.
Dodgers hit everything in the first inning. 4 for 4 on the fastball, 2 for 2 on the slider, 2 for 3 with a sac fly on the changeup.
On a 2-2 from Severino. Muncy can't lay off the high fastball. Severino's got his first strikeout of the game, and baseball being weird again. He's got a 1-2-3 second after the 6-run first. Is brought to you by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today and shop NissanUSA.com. Clayton Kershaw to Jose Trevino with a strike. Seeing the final out of the 1955 World Series. The Dodgers finally did it. Finally took down the New York Yankees. Johnny Padres, Game 7, complete game, 2-hit shutout to get the monkey off their back. Vin Scully, after 67 years in the job, called that game his single favorite one.
Koufax, Drysdale, and Padres. Get him a run, they'll take care of the rest.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. Trevino grounds it foul. Count evens 2-2. We're talking about how good Trevino has been defensively. Platinum Glove winner last year. Also is a big surprise offensively a season ago, but has not been able to duplicate that part of his game. That's not what they brought him here for, though. All-Star in 2022 and coolest dad of the year in 2022. He went to career day for his son in full uniform, spikes included.
Wow.
Full count. Fly ball center field. James Outman for the first out. Yeah, the other kid who went that day brought his dad, who's the lawyer, and he was thinking he's really cool. And then Jose showed up with the eye black on, shin guard, like full catcher's equipment too. Where he went up there as the Platinum Glove winner, not the hitter, Jose.
Wow.
There's a picture of him squatting down. The whole class is around him. He's in his catching stance. It's beautiful. Greg Allen, the 9-hitter.
The other dad brought a deposition.
That's right.
This is a judge's gavel.
Good slider right there.
Yeah, there is the slider that looks like a strike, ends up a ball. They're also the one you've got to throw for a strike, and this one is a strike all the way and hits the corner.
Now that's the pitch that took the biggest turn for the worse April to May. League hit 101 against it in April, but above 300 in May. Home of the 1-2. Curve popped out of his hand.
Clayton is very particular about his slider too, you know, right down to the mile an hour. At 83, 84, he's like, I like certain ones like that, and then the ones that are a little harder, like that at 87.
That's the ideal one.
That's the one he really likes. He stays a little bit more behind that one where the fingers are more behind, which gives you a little bit more velocity, but there's enough finger pressure on the top of it to give it its depth. If he gets around it too much, it's got a bigger break. It all of a sudden is not in that window of his fastball or his other sliders. It comes out slower and bigger.
Because his slider is not about the movement necessarily. It's about the deception. It's about it looking like that fastball, as you mentioned, for as long as it possibly can.
Exactly.
Quick word from Will Smith and a quick word from California Community Colleges.
Start your future at a California community college. Enroll today and apply for financial aid at icangotocollege.com.
Base is empty, 2 gone in this third inning. Back to the top of the Yankees order, and Gleyber Torres, who singled on the first pitch that Kershaw threw. 1 pitch later, he was wiped off on a double play from Judge. Attacking again, strike 1. Torres has continued his quiet resurgence this year. Really began last year with a 24 home run campaign. One-time top prospect, young all-star, the age of 21. Curve caught the inside corner. 0-2. Tried it again in the dirt, ball 1.
Clayton's curveball is one you have to experience. It's not like other people's curveball from the height that it comes out of and in the relationship it has to his other pitches.
Struck him out. Fastball to the inside corner to get Torres. Like a house by the side of the road. 4 Ks for Kershaw. 6-1 Dodgers. By your Lexus dealers, a 6-run first inning for the Dodgers. JD Martinez jumps on Luis Severino's first pitch of the third and pulls it foul. So it's 27 runs over 3 games and 1 inning for the Dodgers on this homestand, taking 2 of 3 against the Nationals. You know, these teams have had seasons very similar. and that they both, of course, come in with big expectations and then both kind of scuttle coming out. Dodgers were 13-13. Yankees were 15-15. They've got a Major League best 19-9 over the last month. Dodgers followed their 500 start by going 21-10 over a month-plus stretch. And you put that all together, they're sitting a half game apart. Aaron Boone's bunch 34-24. Dodgers tied for the best record in the National League, 34-23. The 1-2. Martinez drives the ball deep center field. Allen back at the wall. Gone again. JD Martinez continues his rampage. Hitting streak is 16 games. He's got 8 home runs in that time.
Andrew Friedman was on the pregame show and talked about how having a designated hitter that is a full-time job on the Dodgers is not always his first preference. So the bar is a lot higher. JD has jumped over that bar.
Yeesh. 8th in his last 12 games.
He does not hit the ball softly.
Except his first inning infield single.
Well,
the first time
I mean, yeah, it was a facetious statement.
Yeah, I know it.
I know you don't use them very often, but I do.
I know.
You're more Will Smith.
I don't know how I feel about that comment.
Okay.
I love Will. He's not the funniest man, though.
No.
Yeah, so you're talking about the DH situation. Dodgers had 4 players have 20 games at DH last year. And that's just not going to happen in this setup. They used it as a spot to get guys rest. You had Turner and Muncy. Will Smith started 25 games as the DH. Edwin Rios is playing a bunch of games at DH last year. Hayward now, highliner to right field that Judge will run down and use that 6-7 frame to help get 2 for the first out.
There was always a spot where the Dodger roster could become more flexible, but they were looking for a little bit more production, and they sacrificed the fact that they could get guys off their feet or rotate guys in and keep guys relevant, as Dave Roberts says. But not this year. JD has taken the reins on the DH, and he's run with them.
Strike 1 on Vargas. Singleton scored in the first. Strike 2. Base hit came after he went 0 for 8 in the 2 games against Washington.
If it's high, let it fly. They're kind of using here tonight. He loves to pitch high with the fastball. When it's been low, it's been a changeup. They've been laying off of it. Got a straight heater right there. That was one that you put on the tee work, and you have the tee a little bit lower. It's a sweet spot for a lot of hitters. Just fouled it back. Some low tee work.
Another 1-2 pitch. Vargas chases a good slider. Strikeout number 2, out number 2 in the 3rd.
It was one of his better sliders that he's thrown. This one has some depth. It starts on the outer half, and it's got enough break to get off the edge. But it was a strike for a long time.
James Outman came into this game 1 for his last 25, and so that single in the first inning to bring home a run had to feel extra good. Severino spins him ball 1. Flying to left center. Cutter from Leffa to finish off the 3rd, but a leadoff home run from JD Martinez. 3rd home run of the game in 3 innings for the Dodgers against Severino.
June 15th, we'll receive a Clayton Kershaw bobblehead presented by Spectrum. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
All right, Kirsten, 7-1. Dodgers in front as Clayton Kershaw climbs the mound for the 4th inning, and Aaron Judge is in the box to greet him. Bounced into a double play. First pitch that he saw in the 1st inning. 62 home runs a year ago, an American League record. And then he entered free agency. One of the great walk years of all time. Would he return to the Yankees? It's hard to envision him playing anywhere else, but of course he's going to do his due diligence, see what else is out there. He, of course, wound up choosing the Yankees over his boyhood favorite, the Giants. Grew up in Linden, California, outside Stockton. As a big-time Giants fan, they recruited him hard, considered him deeply, and then he got a last-minute offer from the Padres that made him consider. Goes around, and it's 2-2. Ultimately, though, decided to come back to the Yankees on the biggest free agent contract in big league history. Down, swing it here. Kershaw strikes out Judge.
Started him out with a fastball away, got a little wide strike, but from there it was some high quality pitches with that great mystifying spin on the slider that buries him on this 5th strikeout already tonight.
Which means
getting closer to Jumbo Jacks, halfway there.
One gone, 4th inning. Anthony Rizzo, strike 1. Kershaw struck him out his first time. Rizzo, we mentioned, has kind of been the sure thing for the Yankees in a year where they've had 5 different regulars spend time on the injured list. And so they held their breath on Sunday when he collided with Fernando Tatis Jr. over at first base on a pickoff play and went down in a heap, and then had to miss the entire Seattle series they're coming off over the stiff neck. That's a big guy to have a collision with in Tatis. And Rizzo feels lucky that that's all it was, just a stiff neck coming out of it. This is that play on Sunday.
Wow. That is a hip bone right to the head and neck.
.33 years old. He's in his 3rd year in New York. Decade with the Cubs. Did a career high 32 homers last year, but his average was a career low. That average this year is up above 300. Top 10 in the league. One of the guys benefited greatly from the shift ban. On a 1-2 from Kershaw. Rizzo down swinging. For the 2nd time, he strikes out.
Leaks it right off the plate, and he leaks the swing right off with it.
Stanton flied to left his first time. First time Kershaw has missed with the first pitch here to the 13th hitter.
Glad you didn't say that before the pitch.
Oh, would have been my fault. On the hands, fouled off, 1-1. A little bit high, ball 2 on the LA native, former Sherman Oaks Notre Dame star. Grew up dreaming of playing at Dodger Stadium. Won an All-Star Game MVP here last year. Swings and misses. Slider just dipped, dodged.
Now the 86 and 87 mile-an-hour sliders are very sharp tonight.
Kershaw trying to strike out the side. Instead, this ball's hit in the air to left center field, and Stanton has left the yard. So both guys that they get off of the injured list have homered as Stanton joins Donaldson.
He did pick on the slider, and it was 87, but this one didn't have quite the bite and was left in the middle of the plate. Clayton has been hammering the bottom of the strike zone right at the hollow of the knees, but this one doesn't quite reach there. Stanton out in front getting it out in front, gets it at a higher altitude, and not much higher altitude than the way he hits a baseball.
That's his 10th home run in 24 games at Dodger Stadium. So a 7-2 score with 2 gone in the 4th. And here is Donaldson. Crushed a home run his first time up. And his first at bat since the 5th game of the year when he injured his hamstring.
This was the 6th home run that Clayton has given up on his slider, and now with Stanton's, he's given up 7 home runs on the slider this year. Last year, Clayton only gave up 4 home runs on that slider. A little different, but I think it's more about May and these 2 powerful Yankees.
And 0-2. And ball 1. This curve found the zone. Strike 3. Kershaw has 7 Ks total and 7 runs of support in a 7-2 game. It's brought to you by Carl's Jr., where all your charbroiled burger wishes come true. Miguel Rojas takes ball 1 from Luis Severino. To continue to look back at the storied history between these teams, the 11 World Series, including 1963, where the Dodgers did something that had never been done. That is sweep the New York Yankees after the Yankees had beaten them in 41 and 47 and 49, 52 and 53. Maris and Mantle swept in 4 games. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Rojas. Koufax, the MVP, that 63 World Series. He won 2 games. Don Drysdale had a 1-0 shutout. Game 1, Johnny Padres got the other win. Dodgers didn't even trail in that series against the mighty Yanks. On 2-2, Rojas chops it back to the mound. And an easy one for Severino. Well, it seems like Mookie Betts is hitting everything hard these days. And the home run in the first inning, Oral, it seemed like it was hit really hard. Yeah, duh. But then we get the data. It's his hardest hit home run in 8 years.
You know what? That was an off-season focus. They loved his swing when it was analyzed. They just said, get a little stronger. Well, I guess he did.
And we've talked about this before, but he's having to kind of rewire his brain to the new version of him, which right now is the average not as high as he would like, not as high as he's used to it being. The power a little more robust than he's used to. He's walking more. And he said, look, I know that OPS is kind of the governing thing now, slug and getting on base. I still want to hit 300, though. That's what I grew up trying to do. So he's having to rewire his expectations a little bit because he realizes that this version of himself, while different, is still all-star caliber, and he's still triggering a lineup that's the best in the league. 3-1.
Checkers compared to chess, still a board game, but he's having to play it a little different. He'll get it. He does everything else. Comes in and plays second, can play short, can play anywhere on the field for you. So he'll figure out this hitting style.
On a 3-1 from Severino, he takes a strike, and it's 3-2. The hitting style and the hitting profile that he's producing right now is just the one that is best accomplished in this era when it's so hard to hit for average. Nobody's hitting for high averages. Umpires coming together. Looks like somebody's got a question about the count. We got 3-2. Scoreboard's got 3-2. Usually the dugout that he goes to first is the one that's getting the bad news. Yeah, but they divide and conquer.
Might want to talk to New York. Something with the lights. I don't know. This is a tough one.
This is one where it'd be so good if it was protocol to have them turn the microphone on and let everybody know.
Yeah.
All right, we'll dig into that a little bit. Kirsten Watson is on it. She actually already has info for us. As Betts waits on this 3-2 and takes low for ball 4. Kirsten, what are you hearing down there?
So we're hearing that there might have been a laser from the reserve level. Freddie said that he saw it shining onto Mookie, so they brought it to the attention of the umpires. So they're looking into it from the security standpoint, but it sounds like it's a laser coming from the reserve level, guys.
What are we doing, people?
The laser show's been on the field with the bats. It's just too dangerous to even think about.
Freeman's 0 for 2. 457 during the 20-game hitting streak. Made even more remarkable, given what we're just talking about. It's so hard to hit for an average as high as he has during this streak, as high as he has overall at 343. Second in the league behind Luis Ariz. Major league average is 247. Freddie's at 343. It's a fly ball to center field that sends Greg Allen back onto the track. Just enough room. Two out. And here's Smith. For all the talk about his straight-laced nature, straight-faced nature, Nelly Ride With Me is a pretty fun song to have. So maybe we should give him a little more credit.
Some people will surprise you at what kind of music they really like. Will can be one of them. With the pitch clock, you don't get to hear a lot of the songs anymore.
Yeah, right.
It's almost like Name That Tune.
Yeah. Ball on a strike. Luis Severino, who needed just 12 pitches an inning to go 6 2/3 against the Padres in his last start. Already at 79, and it's strike 2 on Smith.
That was a very efficient outing. The outing before that, he was around 16 pitches an inning. This one's a little bit different because of that Dodger first inning.
Dodgers got 6 in that first inning against him. Luis Severino has given up 6 earned runs 8 times in his major league career, which started 8 years ago. And he gave up 6 in the first inning alone tonight. There goes Betts on a 1-2 that's in the dirt. Throw down, not in time. It skips into center. Betts tries to take third, and he will. Dodgers coming off of stealing a season high 6 stolen bases on Wednesday. And they've got one of them here.
The Dodgers have spit on the changeup, but on a slider here, Mookie gets a good jump, and he reads the ball late in the center field, but he does a great job reading the velocity of it as it gets away and understands he can move up 90 more feet.
It's only his third bag of the year. Guy once stole 30 for Boston. Full count on Smith. Betts at third, 2 gone. Typically long at bat for Will Smith. This full count pitch, shoots one to first. It's caught by Rizzo. After 4 innings, the Dodgers 7, the Yankees 2. Is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. July 4th, 1939. Lou Gehrig delivered his luckiest man speech on Lou Gehrig Appreciation Day at Yankee Stadium. It was 2 months after his streak came to an end. 2,130 consecutive games spanning 14 years. For the Iron Horse. Kiner Falefa leads off the 5th for the Yankees and takes ball 1 from Kershaw.
You had baseball in your blood back when you were a little boy, huh?
Uh-huh.
A little Lou Gehrig book report back at the time. That was pretty special. And I think Mom and Dad might have a photo of you back then. Oh, wow. Do you remember that book report?
I remember, yeah. I remember doing it. I don't know, that would have been like the 3rd grade, 4th grade.
Your dad sent that in.
1 and 2 on Kiner Falefa. Could have done a little Photoshop work on the bowl cut. Thanks, Dad.
What kind of jacket do you have on there?
Notre Dame starter jacket.
Wow. I guess it had a very thick lining.
Yeah, Michigan it better.
Yeah.
No, I was just jacked. Did a lot of traps when I was in 3rd grade.
Oh, here we go.
Here's a 1-2. Curve hit off the end of the bat to first for Freddie Freeman. It's a race to the bag that Kershaw wins.
Clayton getting a little laugh out of that one. Freddie led him perfectly, but Clayton is busting it. Lefties fall off towards third, and he needed every last step and every inch of this break. Picking him up, putting him down. Good turnover, not great stride length.
Well, it's been good to see Kershaw get back to doing what he was doing earlier this year so far today. Only 3 hits against him. 2 of them have been home runs, but he struck out 7. He's not walked anybody. Faces Anthony Volpe here. And gets a pop up for strike 1. Strike 2. Kershaw a 1.89 ERA in April. Pitcher of the month. 5.55 in May. Only pitched into the 6th inning 1 time in his 5 starts. Takes off on him here, and it's 1-2. Like you were talking about, it boiled down to command, as it often does, but he was in the zone less. When he was in the zone, he was getting hit a lot harder. When he wasn't in the zone, they weren't chasing. It's foul. And it all kind of works together. When he's in the zone as frequently as he usually is, everybody's geared up for it. And when it dips out of the zone, they're still swinging.
And there's counts to that, too, where the hitter feels more confident.
Looping one hopper to short. One shortstop gets another.
You always worry a little bit when you see your shortstop back up, but when you had a great arm and he backed up enough to gain the momentum as he charged the second half of this ball and made that play look very routine.
2 up, 2 down in the 5th inning, and Jose Trevino Line to center his first time. Lines to center again, this time for a hit.
Gets the foot down early and just turns right into this.
The 9-hitter, Greg Allen. Second stint with the Yankees for Allen. He was here a few years ago. He's bounced all over. Started this season in the Red Sox system in AAA, where he was 23 for 23 in stolen bases in 37 games. The Yankees picked him up. He's gone 3 for 14 in his short time with them, taking over for Harrison Bader in center field. Bader been very valuable, but back on the injured list. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's having that discussion. What happened for the Yankees for their offensive turnaround? As you see Tommy Kahnle warming. Really, the only thing that lines up with the turnaround is Harrison Bader coming back. Beginning of May, that's when the offense took off. Injured again this week, though, placed back on the IL, so the Dodgers won't see him.
He's an intimidating force and another package compared to Judge and Stanton. But he's a gritty player that just grinds it out. He's always making an impact someplace on the field.
2-1 pitch, fouled off, 2-2.
Clayton's pitch count well in hand. He'd like to get to 7 innings. That would be really nice to set up the bullpen for the rest of this series.
Get off me, ball. It was okay.
Yeah. Closer that ball gets to your hands on the bat, the vibration gets a little thicker. Might have been from trying to stop the bat on the check swing, not the actual foul ball. Maybe it's the legs. They seem to be getting the most attention.
It's all in the hips. 2-out single for Trevino. He's at first. And a 2-2 coming from Clayton Kershaw to Greg Allen. The throw over. Smile from Trevino is saying, I ain't going anywhere.
Where does he think I'm going? I haven't sold a bag in years since Little League.
Full count. 3 stolen bases in 6 years in the majors.
Get back. Keeping an eye on you. 2 out, 3-2 count. Freddie can play behind him.
Here it comes. And we'll do it again. This will be the 8th pitch to Allen. No matter how it ends, small victory for him and the Yankees here, running that pitch count a little bit higher. Up to 70 now for Kershaw. Delivers again. And Allen takes ball 4. So the bottom of the order for the Yankees setting the table here. First time today they've had multiple runners aboard. And it does it for the top in Torres.
Second baseman, Gleyber Torres.
Aaron Boone was basically walking down to first with Greg Allen, making sure he was okay. And Allen shoot him off and said, I'm good.
When you just come over to a team and you know you're looking to secure a job in the long run, you don't want to come out of a game with an ache or a pain.
Well, big spot right here. 7-2 game, but Torres with power at the plate. First pitch curveball, strike 1.
With power and with Aaron Judge on deck. And this is a big pitch right here. That walk all of a sudden makes finishing the 7th inning, if he can go that far, a little bit more in jeopardy because of these extra pitches.
0-1. Another curve on the dirt, good stop by Smith.
You don't want to get to a point in this inning where the lead is in jeopardy.
He retired the first 2 quickly. Trevino singled. Allen walked on 9 pitches. And now Kershaw's 1-1 to Torres is grounded left side. Muncy juggles, throws in time. Stick-to-itiveness from Max Muncy to help Kershaw put up a 0 in the 5th, and we're halfway home in a 7-2 game. Dodgers scored 6 runs in the first inning, and they lead 7-2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Who's in, who's out, brought to you by In-N-Out. Night is finished for Luis Severino, and it's Tommy Kahnle, who spent last season with the Dodgers, coming off of the injured list to make his first outing this year with the Yankees. He'll face off with Max Muncy, and we look at the T-Mobile coverage cam. Part of that 6-run first inning, a 2-run home run from Muncy.
Picked on a low changeup and had enough power himself to hit it oppo.
One of the 3 long balls for the Dodgers tonight, along with Betts to open the game. J.D. Martinez more recently in the 3rd. And so they face Kahnle, who's making his season debut, but not his Yankees debut. Had some good seasons with New York before coming to the Dodgers. That's funny. His first pitch of this new era, he just barely got it off before the pitch clock ran out. Tommy started this season on the injured list with biceps tendonitis. What's going on here?
Maybe a little something about that pitch clock. We're having some issues with the pitch calm.
Hear me now? Good.
Had 5 outings in the minor leagues, and they were using the pitch comm there. He was an A-ball, AA, AAA, pitched very well down there on the rehab. Missed the first 58 games for these Yankees.
1-0 pitch to Max Muncy is swung on and missed. That's a changeup that he's known for. One thing that he did in that rehab war was develop a sinker. So fastball changeup pretty much his whole career, but he says the 4-seam just doesn't feel like it's going to be enough anymore, so he's added the sinker to the mix. Ooh, got the call there.
Sure did. Whew. I don't think this pitch was ever a strike.
One, 2. The count's full.
Trevino trying to frame that one and keep it in the strike zone somehow, so he kept 90% of his glove on the plate. The ball was a little too far out to catch the webbing.
Muncy starts the 5th. Cracks it foul.
Max was on the speed of that pitch. There was no deception there, especially was high up as it was.
Fly to center field for Greg Allen, who gets a chance to test whatever was bothering him in the lower body when he's at the plate. Glides under it just fine, and Muncy's the first out of the inning. And it brings up J.D. Martinez, who's gone 2 for 2. Scored both times, once on a homer. His 8th during the 16-game hitting streak.
You could say he's lengthened the lineup, but I really think he's made the lineup more exciting. When you Look up and down this Dodger lineup now. You anticipate at bats, and I'm starting to anticipate his. And everybody thinks about, oh, I can't wait to see Mookie hit. I can't wait to see Freddie hit. Oh, Will Smith, he's so clutch. Max, boy, he hits a ton of home runs. And now J.D. Martinez on the tail end of that. That's quite a train.
Texas change for a strike, 0-2. There's been a lot that's been made about his swing change and his career turnaround as a result of the swing change. And I don't want to get too much into the mechanics of the whole thing. That can bog down the story a little bit, but it has something to do with that guy there, Robert Van Scoyoc. That's foul. So 3 years into his career, he's in Houston at this point and barely hanging on. He's on the injured list with a wrist, so he's spending a lot of his days in the training room. And they got the TV on in there, and he's watching highlights, and he's thinking to himself, my swing doesn't look anything like these guys I'm seeing on all the highlights. Miguel Cabrera, Albert Pujols, Ryan Braun. And then one of his teammates, who was out of the middle of nowhere having a career year, Jason Castro. And so JD says to Jason, how did you learn to swing like that? Because your swing looks like those guys I'm seeing on the highlight shows. And Jason says, you got to meet my guys. And he said, okay, who are your guys? You got guys? I got guys in California, Jason said. And so the day after that season, JD's in a warehouse in Santa Clarita with Craig Wallenbrock and Robert Van Scoyoc. It's caught at third by Donaldson for the second out of the fifth. He'd spend 50 hours over the next 2 weeks changing his swing, trying to swing more like the guys he was seeing on the highlight shows. Simply put, he lowered his hands, tried to get his barrel in the zone for longer. You know, the whole idea of launching and backspinning the ball, that kind of becomes a result of what he was doing, not necessarily what he was trying to do. But JD said it was like he'd been hitting in the dark and somebody turned the light out for him. Swing changed, career changed, life changed. Canley to Jason Hayward. 2-0.
You can go up there and say, he's going to throw me something 86, 87 miles an hour. It's going to be a changeup. I'll sit on it. But it's the optical illusion with the arm speed. So you're hitting off the arm speed. And so the arm is coming at you at 94 to 96 miles an hour. And then the ball comes out 86 miles an hour. And that's what fools the hitter.
Canley hoping to make his impact in a bullpen that's already been very good. 2.86 ERA for the pen. That's the best in the American League, even though they don't really have a true closer. A 2-2. Hayward lifts the ball to right center field. Judge on the run, not going to get there. Bounces off the very top of the wall. Extra bases for Hayward. Second hit of the night for him.
Jason looks like he timed it up. He got to see 6 pitches. This is the 6th, and he does take a swing where the arm speed is something that does not deceive him, and he stays with that changeup and gets it really well. Rookie's learning the sign language.
And he kept alive for Vargas. Takes low. We're talking about J.D. Martinez benefiting from the guidance of Robert Van Scoyoc, changing his swing. And Rob trying to work some of his magic on Jason Hayward. So far, so good through 2 months. Jason's best year offensively, at least in the slugging categories, in a decade. Long arms. We've seen him just leverage balls out of here. The home run that he hit a couple days ago, the pitch was a foot off of the plate, and he still reached out and barreled it up, pulled it for a homer. His swing change, he says, has been more about removing the Band-Aids that he'd put on and getting back to what he used to do, as opposed to making something new. Cantley's 2-1.
When you get back to that feeling, it is a good feeling, of course, but then you get a little frustration about, I wish I had this guy during the struggles.
Yeah, right? Where have you been all my life?
Yeah. That's why a lot of guys sign with the Dodgers, just to get to the coaching staff.
Walk for Vargas. And a word from Morongo.
Thank you for voting Morongo the best casino in the Southland.
Now, first bit of noise, the Dodger offense is attempting to make since that first inning when they had the 7 runs on 8 hits. Only 2 hits since then. Double and then a walk. And now James Outman here.
Just over the halfway point for the Yankee offense, and you can't fall asleep and think, oh, we don't need to tack on. They're powerful enough to climb back into this game. One inning at each outing for Tommy Kahnle as he was going through rehab to get back to the big leagues here, and now with 25 pitches in this inning, this is quite a workload.
Hitters count for Outman. Good pitch.
Not so much respect for the young man at the plate, but really for Kahnle, this is the pitch that's working.
2 on 2 out, and a 2-1 is on the corner. 2-2.
It has been a wide strike zone
for both sides.
Yep, for both sides, and a little bit low sometimes.
Here's 2-2. Fouled off.
This is kind of the way he worked Max Muncy, and then he finished him to get the fly ball to center field while beating him with a fastball. But slowing him down. Jason Hayward hit the changeup, and Muncy had to hit the fastball and just got the fly out.
Outman down swinging, and that ends the inning. Dodgers strand a couple, and it stays 7-2.
So the first 40,000 fans in attendance on June 18th will receive a Father's Day bucket hat presented by Security Benefit. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
All right, Kirsten. Aaron Judge leads off the 6th for the Yankees and takes ball 1 from Kershaw, who got him to ground into a double play and struck him out over his first 2 at-bats. Besides the new contract, he's got the new title. He's the captain of the Yankees, and the first one since Jeter retired in 2014. Of course, means being a leader for this team, for the clubhouse, the face of the Yankees, but he says he takes a lot of pride in trying to be a positive example, and that it really started to hit him what kind of impact he was having on kids as he started to see little leaguers wearing 99 and knowing that that probably had to do with him. 2-2. Aaron says, do the right things, play the game the right way. Hopefully I can inspire one of those kids to do the right thing in 10 or 15 years when they're in this spot. So for Aaron Judge, means more than just being the leader in the clubhouse. That's what it means for him to be the captain of the Yankees. Now a 2-2 from Kershaw. Takes a curve in the dirt, and the count's full.
Clayton has leaned on that curve tonight. That's his 19th curveball. That's only 2 shy of the season high. And the Yankees haven't hit it at all. They are 0 for 5 on that pitch with a couple of Ks.
Payoff. Got him. Kershaw strikes out Judge for the 2nd time. Judge is 0 for 3 against him.
Not exactly where Clayton wanted, but it turned out to look like a cut fastball that ties up Judge. I think he wanted to go a little lower with a sharper break.
Rizzo with one gone. Lifts a curve to the right field corner. Betts on the move. Foul. He's either wearing his belt upside down or wearing 66. That would be Kyle Higashioka's belt. Rizzo struck out both times. 2 of the 8 for Kershaw. Grounded to first. Freeman to the bag. 2 up and 2 down in the 6th. So for Kershaw, doing something that he only did once in his 5 starts in May, that is pitch into the 6th inning. Yeah, doing so against one of the hottest lineups in baseball. Yankees, to begin this road trip, scored 10 runs 3 games in a row in Seattle.
Well, the only runs he's given up are the 2 solo shots to these next 2 hitters. And both were with 2-strike sliders. Well, Kersh trying to get it over with here before he gets that 2-strike count.
Fly ball center field. No big deal for James Outman. And Kershaw against the heart of the lineup goes 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. World Series matchups between the Dodgers and the Yankees. This is only the 17th individual game in the regular season between the teams. We'll play 3 this weekend at Dodger Stadium. They'll play every summer now with a balanced schedule. Next year will be in New York and back and forth. And the strength of a 6-run first inning. The Dodgers have a 7-2 lead. To the bottom of the 6th, it's Ryan Weber. 9-1-2 for LA. That's a strike on Rojas. Two.
Sinker slider change. Not going to be about velocity. He's going to top out around 90 miles an hour, average around 88.
Bounce it to third for Donaldson. 1 away in the 6th. And back to the top for a guy having a perfect night. Mookie Betts started this game with a homer. RBI single later in that first inning. And walked in his last time up.
Frisbee-like slider he got to look at right there.
Hooks it down the line towards the corner. Betts hits it out again. Second straight 2-home-run game for the very powerful Mookie Betts.
All he had to do was see the Frisbee slider once. He learned what the curve was doing, and he hit it the second time. Boy, is he having fun.
Yeah, he sure looks like it, doesn't he? Fourth home run in his last 8 at-bats.
Remember the last year, the slump, and remember he said, I just got to start having fun.
Yeah.
I'm taking this stuff too seriously. Back to fun and back to baseball and back to success.
0-2 on Freddie Freeman. Well, he said the homers and the walks are cool. I'd love to hit for a little more average. How about both? I would just make all your hits homers, which is pretty much what he's doing lately. Now 15 this year. Fly ball left center. Counter for Leffa. Freddie's 0 for 4.
See that motion that Vargas is making about the sweeping sidearm slider, and that's what Mookie caught.
Ball one on Will Smith. It's the 4th home run for the team tonight. Betts with 2, Muncy with 1, Martinez with 1. And it's an offense that comes into the series 21st in batting average, but they're first in runs scored because they hit homers and they take walks. And the thought around the team is that the average is going to come up. There are a lot of guys in this lineup who have track records of hitting for higher averages that just haven't yet. That was more what they anticipated, was being a kind of a hit collecting group.
A little bit more home run reliant.
Yeah, remarkably, so that was their 100th home run of the year here on June 2nd.
Yep.
They hit their 100th on July 4th last year.
A month ahead of time.
Grounded to the hole at short. That skips by Volpe. Now remember, last year was the lineup with Trey Turner and Justin Turner and Cody Bellinger. Say what you will about the struggles he was going through, but last year was the star-studded lineup. This was the lineup that people around baseball looked at and said, yeah, you can see a good lineup there, but most people assumed it would be a drop-off. The expectation was that the pitching would be the strength, and the offense, we'll see, a lot of people thought. But the offense overwhelmingly has been the reason that this team is 34-23 and has overcome what they've lacked in pitching. That was, by the way, a base hit for Will Smith, his 2nd of the game. And a ball and a strike on Muncy. Fly to left center field, but playable for Kiner Falefa on the warning track to finish off this 6th inning. Back-to-back 2 home run games for Mookie Betts. 15 total this year and an 8-2 lead for the Dodgers. The Nissan calendar looks like this. Tomorrow to be Garrett Cole for the Yankees. Michael Grove makes his return for the Dodgers. And then on Sunday, Domingo Germán and Bobby Miller on Sunday Night Baseball. The Dodgers hit the road again. 3 with the Reds, 3 with the Phillies. Josh Donaldson grounds the first pitch of the 7th to Max Muncy. 1 pitch, 1 out for Clayton Kershaw.
Every pitcher would love to complete a game, and especially Kersh. But right here, just completing the 7th inning would be a nice accomplishment. I don't know if they would let him go past this or not. He has been as high as 105 pitches this year.
Strike on Kiner Falefa. Strike 2. Nancy Almonte warming. Now Kershaw has shown no signs of the sporadic command and the frustration that was often visible from him through May. And the couple mistakes that they made him pay for outside of those 2 solo shots, there's not a whole lot of hard contact. 8 Ks, 1 walk. 1-2. Ball 2.
There's a lot of good outings for starting pitchers with Clayton's credentials, which very few have, but that are kind of spotted with solo shots. He's always been one to pitch himself out of his own jams and really kind of figure out a way. And his back's against the wall. But they do get him with the solo shots every once in a while because he throws so many strikes. So when you throw a lot of strikes, hitters are anticipating you're going to throw a strike, and they start the bat a little sooner. And if you do make that slight mistake, or even the glaring one, you give up the solo shot. But he didn't walk anybody in front of those at all.
Another 3-2. Carter Falefa pounds it into the ground. It rolls foul. Against the Yankees in Kershaw's last 2 starts, because he started against them here in 2019, he's gone 13 1/3 and given up 5 runs on 5 solo home runs. He's struck out 20. He's walked 1.
The Yankees don't hit for a very high average. They are very home run reliant, and as long as those are solo shots, you're going to have a pretty good shot at them.
Another payoff pitch and a 9th strikeout for Clayton Kershaw. Tying a season high.
1 away from Jumbo Jacks, and Clayton's trying to do it all by himself. And with Almonte up, he might have 1 more out to try and feed the Los Angeles area.
No pressure, Clayton. It's just food on all our tables. Anthony Volpe. Ball 1. Ground ball to third. Muncy's got it. Low throws dug by Freeman. Clayton Kershaw, 7 solid innings against the New York Yankees. Brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. See a Southern California BMW Center today for exceptional offers, or visit SoCalBMW.com. 1981 World Series, Dodger winner over the Yankees. 11 matchups, the latest. 81, they fell behind 2-0 in that series, came back to win it 4-2. How about Clayton Kershaw tonight? 7 innings, just 2 runs on the 2 solo shots, and he ties the season high with 9 strikeouts.
A little extra special congratulations down there in the vibe in that dugout. I'm glad that May is over for Clayton.
Yeah. Martinez rakes it down the line, foul. It was May gray for him, but no June gloom.
An outstanding April, and now he's back on track, and hopefully pitches strong the rest of the year.
Speaking of June gloom, it was nice of the sun to make an appearance today, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It has been very gray this spring. Are we officially in summer yet?
No, it happens like later than you'd think.
Yeah.
Martinez down swinging. Weber with his first strikeout. First official day of summer, June 21st.
Okay. 19 more days to go. It's the sun. You can come out early if you want.
That's right. Hayward, 2 more hits tonight.
Wow. I want to make a comeback with that strike zone. Just a little low.
Way up there, left center field, counter for left or Allen. It will be Allen. New center fielder, just acquired from the Red Sox. A guy in left field that's hardly played the outfield in his baseball life. The disaster averted.
It's a little different situation if it would have been a left-handed center fielder. The gloves would have been on the same side. They caught a break with two right-handed individuals coming together.
Vargas with 2 gone. It's like sitting next to somebody at dinner where you're righty, sitting next to a lefty. It's not good.
Yeah, when they touch each other, as far as the bump, you know, the glove hand is hitting the opposite shoulder, so then the glove side of the center fielder is still free to catch the ball.
Man.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. Man. Don't give up on the pitch. And he did. Called it a strike.
Ryan Weber, 32 years of age, from St. Petersburg, Florida. 9th season in the big leagues. Yankees are his 6th team. Also in a ground ball up the middle is Vargas to a charging Volpe. And that'll do it for the Dodgers in the 7th. Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Try the ribeye steakhouse burgers now at Jack in the Box. Dodgers got 6 runs in the first inning. They lead 8-2 as we go to the 8th, and we welcome you inside. Joe Davis and Oral Hershiser, and everybody's looking forward to this series. I mean, a lot of talk around town about this. Seems like everybody's talking about it. It lived up to the hype in terms of environment and excitement right away, and doesn't it stir up just some nice feelings about baseball, these two teams, these two brands?
It really does. And you think about the World Series history between these two, the Dodgers coming from New York and now in Los Angeles, and some really early excitement in the game from the Dodgers. And Clayton Kershaw was outstanding too in that first inning with a very quick inning and let the offense get on it. Supported by 4 home runs, but he was outstanding with his first pitch strikes and pounding the strike zone after that.
Yancy Almonte is on for him. Jake Bauers pinch hitting for Jose Trevino. Almonte's put up zeros 5 games in a row, so the overall number is not good, but lately he's been better.
Yancy is the bridge really to the deeper part of the bullpen. He is a winning piece when he is on, but the inconsistency has kind of put him to a place where they're trying to bring him along in games and gaps like this on a scoreboard. Other ways when the Dodgers are losing, but when he's on his game, you're not afraid to put him in any situation.
He walks Bauers to open the 8th. And a former Dodger farmhand, Willie Calhoun, who was traded to the Texas Rangers in the Yu Darvish deal. That's the key piece to that trade. Here at the Yankees, hitting .360 over his last 6.
Pinch hitter Will Smith taking advantage of the mound visit that you can have. Usually you see Mark Pryor come out, but Will handled this one by himself.
There's a lot of thought, Oral, that mound visits are going to be a strategy moving forward when late in the game pitchers feel like the pitch clock is squeezing them a little bit. Because rarely do teams exhaust their mound visit limit, and it's a way to interrupt that pitch clock.
It sure is. I think as we've gone through these first few months of the seasons, we're watching players kind of start to strategize when either a little out of breath or a little out of sorts.
Pop up after 6 straight balls. It's caught by Vargas.
I'm not so sure all the time when there's a pitch count problem that it's really a pitch count problem. A ball you don't like, maybe it's not always a ball you don't like, but you just would like to change the ball to get a little breather. I think both hitter and pitcher are looking for ways to stop their mental spiral down and just to regroup.
Ball on Gleyber Torres. Yeah, so teams only exhaust their mound visit limit once every 20 games on average. Why not use them like that? Maybe as games get more and more intense, deeper into the season. Teams will have that in their back pockets. Torres 1 for 3 today, extending his hitting streak to 12 games. Lifts his fly ball to left center field. James Outman's there. And Torres is out number 2.
Slider that just took the sting right out of that swing. You could see there was actually almost 2 swings as started, didn't stop, but definitely slowed down as the bat hit the ball.
Well, Clayton Kershaw did a masterful job on Aaron Judge, who a lot of nights feels completely unpitchable. He was 0 for 3, grounded into a double play, and struck out twice. Ball, 1 strike.
Fans even on the Dodgers side, we're looking forward to watching this guy hit.
Up the middle, Vargas has it. Judge 0 for 4. Dodgers up 8-2, middle 8.
Backstage Dodgers presented by Cadillac. Freddie Freeman and Jason Hayward share entertaining stories about their time coming up together in the Braves organization and discuss reuniting as teammates on the Dodgers. And top pitching prospect Bobby Miller joins the team in Atlanta to make his major league debut. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers tonight after our post-game coverage.
Couple changes to report. Jake Bauers, after pinch hitting, stays in the game and plays left field. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa slides over to center, and Kyle Higashioka now catches. Albert Abreu on to pitch for the Dodgers up 8-2, last of the 8th.
Dodgers wouldn't mind tacking on, creating some more momentum going into tomorrow and into the 9th inning, spreading it out on these Yankees. I'll tell you, the Dodger pitching staff, especially Clayton Kershaw, did a number on Aaron Judge, and that is a good guy to keep cold as you start out a series against these Yankees.
Outman to lead off this inning. Dodgers head into tomorrow's game. Michael Grove comes off of the injured list. And Garrett Cole will go for the Yankees. Cole has been very susceptible to the long ball lately. He's given up 8 home runs in his last 5 starts. Didn't give up any in April, but 8 of them in May. Outman's 1 for 3 with an RBI single. He takes a ball. Just worth bringing up with how much damage this offense has done with home runs. 4 more of them tonight. 2-0.
The Yankees with only 4 hits tonight and just 3 outs to go. So they're going to have a lot of offensive players going in tomorrow feeling like they are hungry. The Dodgers going to go in there with some offensive players that are feeling good about their swings.
On this homestand, 29 runs in 4 games. 29 runs on 42 hits. Sky high, short right. When it comes down, it'll be Torres. 1 gone, and coming up when we finish the postgame show, John and Jerry and Nomar, dressed in their Friday best.
Shortstop, number 11, Miguel Rojas.
Miguel Rojas 0 for 2, brought in a run with the sacrifice fly in the first inning and just missed a grand slam on that first inning sac fly. Jam shot to second, caught by Torres. So 2 up, 2 down, and the plays of the game brought to you by your Southern California Volkswagen dealers. Mookie Betts started the game with a home run, hit another one in the 6th inning. It is back-to-back multi-home run games. It's the second time in his career, almost 7 years to the day. 2016 in Baltimore, great home run hitters park before they moved the fences back this year. Mookie did it May 31st and June 1st. Here he's done it May 31st and June 2nd. Part of a perfect night. 3 hits, a walk. That OPS up above 900 now.
We need Mookie to get on to get Freddie another chance at extending his hit streak. And Freddie deserves that opportunity, and Mookie will do his best to give it to him. Another low strike. We got to get Hunter Wendelstedt on the same page.
That's right. I don't know about the streak. On 2-1, Betts takes strike 2. Mookie, by the way, is tied for the most 3 home run games in Major League history. He's got 6 of them. Mookie, Mize, Sosa.
You know why that doesn't surprise me? Because he's got 300 games in bowling. So when he gets locked in, he can keep it going.
Right.
Oh, another strike? That'll be fine in the 7th frame, in the 8th frame, in the 9th. Oh, you need 3 in the 10th? Okay, I got that.
Another 2-2. Betts bangs a base hit into center field, and it's a 4-hit night. 2 singles to go along with the 2 homers.
This is a bullet. But the hardest hit home run he's had since 2015 in the first inning at over 110 miles an hour. This one is scorched, just a little lower.
First 4-hit game for him, and here is that chance you were asking for. Freddie Freeman's 20-game hitting streak on the line here.
I ain't afraid of no streak. Swings at the very first pitch.
Ball and a strike.
Freddie has a deceptive way of getting ready, because a lot of guys, where they do their practice swing or their practice waggle, that's where they best and most want the ball. So I used to really watch that. Freddie can do that and then hit the inside fastball that's up.
Yeah, in order to show you where he's good at hitting, he would have to just wag the bat all over.
Yep. I can hit them all. A very rare talent with a lot of hard work. You can say that he's blessed with great eye-hand coordination, but it took a lot of work to perfect it into a baseball hitter.
Come on, Albert. Keep walking.
I think Freddie will play the game correctly. I don't think he'll hit for himself and venture outside the strike zone. If it's a ball, he'll take it.
3-1 pitch from Albert Abreu.
Maybe not.
It's a good pitch, though.
It was. It had some depth. It was close. In an 8-2 game in the 9th with 2 out, or the 8th with 2 out, I think you can go ahead and hack at it. Guess strike and swing.
Mookie will be moving. Here it comes. Freeman lines the ball right at Volpe. And the hitting streak is very likely going to come to an end at 20 games. Tommy Lasorda, who grew up a Yankees fan, grew up dreaming of pitching for the Yankees, with a couple guys that towed the line there. We're on both sides. Don Mattingly, Joe Torre. Yankees and Dodgers. Phil Bickford on to handle the ninth for the Dodgers. They lead this game 8-2. Scored 6 runs in the first inning against Luis Severino. Gave Clayton Kershaw all kinds of cushion. And he didn't need a whole lot tonight. 7 innings for Kershaw. 8th inning for Almonte. Now Bickford looking for the last 3 outs.
Phil looking for a clean inning, just throwing strikes. Got that really nice optical illusion fastball, a good little breaking ball, but just would like to get through this inning with ease and keep the pitch count down and be ready for tomorrow.
Anthony Rizzo starts the ninth. Takes a ball. Rizzo's 0 for 3. And his first game this week after missed a few with the neck issue. Two 2-0. Two and one. Got that fastball by him. Count evens 2-2.
Pitcher that relies on that fastball, especially up against a hitter that loves to turn fastballs around.
Blaze off the high heat there.
Easier to check your swing on the high one because everything's still kind of connected. It's the low and away one where all of a sudden things get spread out and you start to lose some strength.
Bickford home with a payoff. Rizzo tomahawks that down to first. Gumby. Freeman. One away.
Lose the hitting streak, but don't lose your concentration on defense. Freddie there in all situations. Continues to amaze us every single day the way he performs in all areas of this game. Stanley Cup starting tomorrow, the finals. Freddie Freeman could play goalie for the Knights.
Yeah, 104-mile-per-hour slap shot right there. Glove save and beauty. Giancarlo Stanton with one gone takes high. 1-0. Stanton in his first game back has hit one of the 2 home runs for the Yankees tonight. So the story for the Yankees, barring a late rally here, is going to be the 2 guys they get off of the injured list, both hitting home runs, Stanton and Donaldson. Accounting for the offense. Nice slider.
Yeah, broke Aaron Judge down a little bit right here with that bender. You can see he is off balance. Eight to 2. You're Phil Bickford, Aaron Judge up there. This is a little personal. This is where you can. Oh, Stanton's up. I apologize. And but this kind of matchup can just get your adrenaline going. It's just fun because you grow up a baseball fan. You know the guys that get a lot of the pub, that have the big contracts in the big city against the Yankees, and it may seem like a nondescript at bat, but not for everybody.
Another 2-2. That's a good take by Stanton. Bickford home with a payoff. Shot down the line, foul. Dodgers trying to keep pace with the Diamondbacks, who got their 6th consecutive win tonight. Their 15th out of their last 20, beating the Braves 3-2.
That was a comeback win. They were down 3-1 at one point in the game, getting past the middle of the game. It was 3-2, and they came all the way back. No? Thought I saw it was going to happen.
You didn't have to sell yourself out there. I just gave you the face.
That's okay. No, I must have been imagining it because we had it up on the upper screen. Let's see. Oh, okay. I was reading the wrong A. It was against Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm having quite the ninth inning.
Oh, jeez. End it. Another 3-2. A walk. Oh, no.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, jeez. Padres are down 2-1. Padres are done 2-1. Final score. Cubs win the first game down in San Diego.
Number 28, Josh Donaldson.
One gone in this ninth. Up comes Donaldson. San Francisco Giants trail the Baltimore Orioles 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Donaldson gets into one again, way back to left center. His second bomb in his first game back. And these are no doubt blasts.
Definitely going to be in the lineup tomorrow. You are so right. I mean, this leaves the bat, and you're just wondering how far is it going to go, and it goes halfway up the pavilion.
Eight 8-4 game. Kiner Falefa looking at a ball. Now, Josh Donaldson, the hope was that this would be a year where he would kind of prove last year as an anomaly, where he really struggled in his first year with the Yankees. That was interrupted right away by that hamstring injury. He's only 2 years removed from hitting 26 home runs for the Twins. Phillips begins to walk. Dave Roberts not messing around. Go even farther back. Donaldson an MVP 2015 with the Blue Jays. His first 5 full years in the majors, the only guy that was more valuable in the American League in terms of WAR, Mike Trout. Mike Trout than Josh Donaldson for a 5-year span. And the last 5 years, good when healthy. Just, that's a big qualifier there. He's dealt with a lot of injuries. 3 balls in play tonight, all over 100.
Three powerful hitters right there in your screen.
Strikeout and 2 gone in the 9th. And a special strikeout.
Well, that's the 10th strikeout for the Dodgers. 9 for Clayton Kershaw, 1 for Phil Bickford, and that means Jumbo Jacks.
All of LA gets to eat tomorrow.
90% of it, Clayton's fault.
Yeah. Phil got you 1 bite. Volpe is 0 for 3. So the Dodgers an out away from getting their 14th win and their last 16 games at home. 22nd win in their last 32 games overall. Another 2 home run game from that guy. 2 of the 4 home runs they hit as a club. Muncy had 1. JD Martinez had 1. Good work. 1 and 2. Dodgers 8, Yankees 4. The first game of this weekend set.
They keep pace with the Arizona Diamondbacks on top of the National League West. We want to get back at it tomorrow, beat the Yankees some more, and try and stretch that.
They've won 3 of 4 on this homestand. And get Michael Grove off of the injured list tomorrow.
against Garrett Cole of the Yankees. 8 runs on 13 hits, including 4 from Mookie Betts. Clayton Kershaw, the winner, says he's now beaten every team that he's faced in his major league career. Maybe he'll get a shot at the Orioles and the Red Sox later this summer. Paul Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, and the rest of our crew. Joe Davis saying so long. Game 2 of the series tomorrow. We'll talk to you on Fox for that one. Sunday Night Baseball Sunday, Cincy on Tuesday.